Hey everybody, it's friend Jason Pound here answering the top questions asked by home buyers in today's real estate market. Question we're tackling today, aren't the rates too high to buy a house right now? Well, the short answer, sure, if that's how you feel. I'm not here to talk people into houses. I'm here to help people who want to buy and sell houses. However, there are options. As usual, let me over explain. I want you to focus on this 3 to 6% number here real quick. If you are buying a house using a loan, you are sensitive to the interest rate because the interest rate makes your payment go up or down by substantial amounts with little bitty small changes to the rate. And with a substantial increase to the interest rate, all of a sudden it knocks you from a higher price point to a lower price point. And it's not that we're tied to price points, but we know that quality changes with the price point. And there are many people who, if they can't have a certain level of quality, they're not willing to move. One of the cool things is when you're using a loan product, you can do what is called a rate buydown. However, I want to show you how you can get somebody else to pay for that rate buydown. But real quickly, the way a rate buydown works is mortgage companies know that your average American only hangs on to their loan about 7 to 10 years. And they're going to lose all of that interest that they were planning on making off of you for that 30-year note. So mortgage companies offer you the opportunity, if you will pay some interest up front, they'll actually give you a lower interest rate. That being said, depending on which loan program you're using, the loan allows you to negotiate anywhere from 3 to 6% of the sales price in fees to be paid by the seller. In this current market that we're in, the average, not sure if it's average or median, but a typical experience for an above average price point. And the price point right now, the average price in Oklahoma City Metro is about $330,000. Your typical experience right now is anywhere from $4,000 to $6,000 in concessions are being given up by the seller as a credit. And most buyers are using that to pay their closing costs or use for their down payment. That way they have less out of pocket money coming out of their checking account. However, I want to show you something else. What if we found a house that there was the opportunity to negotiate a 3 to 6% seller concession credit from the seller? And instead of using that to lower your closing costs or using that to discount the house, what if we use those fees to discount the interest rate? Fee points. You'll hear, hey, did you buy points? Did you sell points? 1 point is 1% of the loan, with your average purchase price in the greater OKC Metro being $330,000. 1% of that is $3,300. If we can negotiate $3,300 from the seller, we can then use that to buy points. 1 point, typically with most lenders, will get you around 0.125 to 0.375% off. There are cases where it's less and there are cases where it's more. So it's all across the board because they are underwritten based on your credit profile. So I'm going to use 0.5 as a way to keep the math simple. A 0.5% reduction of your interest rate will save you about $110 a month on a $330,000 purchase. A $110 a month payment lowering is a substantial amount, and that's only 1 point. What if we negotiated 2 points, 6%? Maybe we could get that reduced a full 1%. Now we're talking about going from a 6.8 down to a 5.8. We're talking about going from a 7 down to a 6%, allowing you to get a lower interest rate, which will allow you to stay up in the higher quality purchase price. On that, you would break even in 20 months if you were using your own money to buy down that interest rate. But if you use the seller's money to buy down that interest rate, your break-even point is the day that you close. And now you have your cake and you're eating it too, even in a high interest rate environment. If you're at all interested in learning about this topic more in depth, let me know, reach out to me. I have local lenders that I know, I like, and I trust, and they will treat you with integrity. My name's Jason Pound with Jericho Pound Realty Group. We service the entire Oklahoma City metro area with hyper-local expertise in South Oklahoma City, Moore, and Norman. If we can ever be of assistance, don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to serve. In the meantime, peace out. Have a great life. I'm gonna get back to work.